How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of Bissel up in this piece in the form of their Give What You Have. This is an India Pale Ale coming in at 7% alcohol by volume. At the time of this review, this can is less than 2 weeks old, and it comes courtesy of Bissel Brothers. Thank you very much, guys, for sending this off. I have never had this beer, I think. Been to the brewery a couple times. It could have been something that was on tap, and I had it, and I just don't remember. But this is the first time I'm definitely reviewing it. We'll see what's what. Yeah, they sent off a nice box of about 8 beers. I'll probably review. There was 2 doubles in there, so it's 6 beers. I mean, the only beer I probably won't review out of that box is going to be their Substance, which I just re-reviewed probably less than a year ago. Hence the reason for that. I'm going to do a re-review of their Swish, because it's been a while since I've had that beer. But we'll see what's what. I mean, that looks all the part of a big old Hazie coming in at 7%. Label-wise, Christmas-themed beer. I mean, this is canned, January 22nd, but it got a little Christmas tree thing, a little star. It's got a cool texture to the label. I kind of like that. I'm weirdly drawn to these kind of textural labels, whether it be on bottles or cans. Looks all the part of a big old Hazie. Yeah. Guess what? Bissel Brothers know their way around Hazies. Let's see if we can get a nose. Not a gigantic nose on this. I mean, it's kind of like a fruit medley. If I really wanted to, I could sit here and kind of get a little bit of orange, get a little bit of stone fruit, get a little mango, tropical fruit, all that stuff. And that's kind of how it comes off. A bit of a medley in there. Not much as far as bittering. Not an overly sweet beer on the nose either. Done and done. Not super impactful. Smells nice. Smells like that nice kind of fruity medley you get on some of these tropical leaning kind of IPAs. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. That is unique New York. We're going to have to sit here for a minute. It's got a decent amount of carbonic acid in it, which is weird because I don't think I've ever gotten that from a Bissel beer before. This is a bittering. There's this carbonic seltzer-like bittering pairing up with a hop. I was going to say hop green, but it's more herbally than just a base kind of hop greeniness. So it is relatively bitter. Tropical fruit is the name of the game here. More specifically mango, more specifically like a mango juiciness kind of thing going on. Not overly ripened, but sweet enough to where it shows off its presence. The mouthfeel's okay. I feel like that elevated carbonic seltzer thing kind of tempers a bit of mouthfeel, tempers a little bit of that fruitiness to come out. Done and done. Yeah, it's a fine beer. It has, it has good parts to it. It's just, you guys know me, when it gets to the point where the carbonic acid thing gets big enough to where that's really the hyper focus of the beer for me, it almost mutes out every other flavor for me. But that being said, with how big it is, that mango tropical fruit portion of the show is fighting the best fight it could possibly fight to get through, and it's doing a pretty good job of it. The biggest kind of knock for this beer for me, and I think again it kind of leans into that carbonic acid thing, it's where the mouthfeel is nowhere what I usually get from a lot of Bissel beers. Yeah, there's really good stuff to be found in this beer. It's just the way that seltzerly kind of carbonation comes off, it just mutes the beer for me and kind of makes it a little bit more ho-hum of the stuff that not only have I come to expect from Bissel, but also the stuff they've really recently kind of sent off. This is probably one of my least favorite beers that I've had from them, especially in the canned variety. Again, there's nothing overtly negative about the beer outside of that purposeful addition of that carbonic acid. That's on purpose. They're doing that on purpose. They're meaning to do that. Just doesn't land for me. Outside of that, there's nothing as far as negative in the beer as far as an off-flavor sense or something like that. It just comes off a little bit sharp, a little bit unbalanced, and a bit muted because of that carbonic acid. So that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else I could say about it. Comes off a bit thin because of that carbonic acid. That fruitiness is kind of tempered down because of it and all that. Yada, yada, yada. Done and done it. So one of the better IPAs I've had as of late. No. I mean, it's still not a bad beer. I go to Bissel. Let's say I get a flight or whatever, a small pour of this. I drink it going, okay, that was fine. Move on to the next one. And I kind of don't think about it. You know what I mean? That's where it comes off for me. It's not offensive. It's just meh. Value and availability, no idea. Usually their prices aren't too poopy. Excuse me. Too poopy. So hopefully, this is floating 7% Hazie IPA. Bissel, I'm assuming, is right around $15-16, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. Specifically, if you're one of those people that watches my reviews and have drank the beers that I have drank, more specifically, and I've constantly kind of seen the same breweries over and over again, Dancing Gnome, Foam, those kind of breweries, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to this carbonic acid thing, you'll love this beer, because I think it's a perceptional thing. I think it's just I'm that much more sensitive to it, so it kind of mutes and compresses a beer for me sometimes, where some people just, they don't get it. And I'm not saying they don't taste it, like their palates are refined enough. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't affect them. So they can slide right past it and have no issues with it. If you like really well done haze that leans in a tropical direction, has a bit of bittering going on, and you're not you don't have an issue with the carbonic acid thing, or you don't know what I'm talking about, which means you probably don't, then you'll probably like this. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out in the social media stuff. Beer Massif if you want to check me out in the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Bissel right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.